Welcome back, my dear students. Our topic today is talking about comparing unit fraction. Let's start. First, what's the meaning of unit fraction? Here we have two circles. The circle at the right is divided into two equal parts. Each part is called a half. So the fraction of the colored part is called a half. But the circle at the left is divided into three equal parts. Each part is called the third. Then the fraction of the colored part here is 1 over 3. Now 1 over 3 and 1 over 2 are fractions of numerator 1. As we know, the number at the top is called numerator. The number at the top is called numerator, but the number at the bottom is called denominator. The number at the bottom is called denominator. But if you found fraction with numerator 1, if you found the fraction of numerator 1, this fraction is called unit fraction. This fraction is called unit fraction. But what do you notice in the two circles? The circle at the right has colored part greater than the colored part at the left side. Again, the circle at the right side has fraction or colored part greater than the colored part at the left side. So 1 over 2 is greater than 1 over 3, or 1 over 3 is less than 1 over 2. So now 1 over 3 and 1 over 2 has the same numerator 1. The same numerator 1. If you found the fractions of the same numerator, then this fraction will be crazy fraction. This fraction will be crazy fractions. If you found the crazy fraction, then crazy fraction tell us that 2 is greater than 3. Crazy crazy fractions tell us that 2 is greater than 3. Is 2 greater than 3? Yes. Crazy fraction said that 2 is greater than 3. So here 1 over 3 is less than 1 over 2. Finally, in fraction of the same numerators, in fractions of the same numerators, the largest fraction has the smallest denominator. And here, the fraction 1 over 2 has the smallest denominator because 2 is smaller than 3, but the fraction 1 over 2 is greater than 1 over 3. Here we have a circle, which is divided into two equal parts. So the fraction of this colored part will be 1 over 2. But here we have whole circle. The whole circle here is colored. So here we have one hole. What do you notice? We notice that the colored part of one hole is greater than the colored part of a half. So remember that one whole is greater than any fraction. Don't forget, one whole is greater than any fraction. Repeat with me, please. One whole is greater than any fraction. Complete using greater than or equal or less than 1 over 2 or 1 over 6. Here we have fraction of the same numerator. So these fractions are crazy. So 2 is greater than 6 or 6 is greater than 2. Crazy fractions tell us that 2 is greater than 6. Excellent. 1 over 5 or 1 over 3, a fifth or a third. Here we have also crazy fraction because we have the same numerator. Then crazy fraction tell us 3 is greater than 5. Excellent. 1 whole or 1 over 9. Yes, excellent. We know that 1 whole is greater than any fraction. 1 whole is greater than any fraction. 1 over 10 or 1 over 2. 1 over 10 or 1 over 2. Here these are crazy fraction. So crazy fraction tell us that 2 is greater than 10. A quarter or a seventh. Here we have the same numerator. So these fractions are crazy fraction. So now 4 is greater than 7. 1 whole or 1 over 6. Excellent. We know that 1 whole is greater than any fraction. A half or an eighth. 1 over 2 and 1 over 8 have the same numerator. So these fractions are called the crazy fraction. So crazy fraction here tell us 2 is greater than 8. 1 over 6 or 1 over 4. 1 over 6 and 1 over 4 have the same numerator. So these fractions are called crazy fraction. The crazy fractions tell us that 4 is greater than 6. 1 over 5 or 1 over 10. Excellent. Crazy fraction tell us 5 is greater than 10. 1 over 3 or 1 over 2. Here we have also crazy fraction. So 2 is greater than 3. Here we have story problems. Darren needs quarter liter of oil and fifth liter of milk to make a large number of cupcakes. Will Darren use more oil or more milk? Darren needs quarter liter of oil. Is quarter greater than 1 over 5 or a fifth is greater than quarter? As we know, 1 over 4 and 1 over 5 have the same numerator, so these fractions are crazy fractions. The crazy fraction tell us that 4 is greater than 5. So 1 over 4 is greater than 1 over 5. So Dareen will use oil more than milk. Question B. Abu Bakr needs to cut a piece of wood to make a chair. He needs 1 over 6 meter for the top and 1 over 4 of a meter for the base. Which piece of wood will be larger? 1 over 6 meter or 1 over 4 of a meter? As we know, 1 over 6 and 1 over 4 are crazy fraction because they have the same numerator. So crazy fraction tell us that 4 is greater than 6. So 1 over 4 is greater than what? Greater than 1 over 6. So the piece of the top is larger than piece of the base. Thank you for listening. See you. Goodbye.